After a long summer's break from the last time at Alton Park, the British Touring Car Championship returns. Welcome to rounds 16, 17 and 18 of the QuickFit British Touring Car Championship from, for once, sunny Croft. Conditions look absolutely superb here, but one thing we do know about Croft is that at any drop of a hat, the rain could come down and change it all. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Croft. It's weekend 6 of the season. We're now into the second half of the year. Want to begin with an announcement that we will not be at Knock Hill in 2 weeks' time as well, due to financial burdens as well. However, we will be on site for the last round of the championship at Brands Hatch. Hopefully, it'll be myself, JT and Jess as well, with Megan and Omi back in the UK comms boxes holding everything together. Alongside me, as he has been for the majority of the weekend as well, taking you through practice 1 and then into practice 2 and the qualifying session is Josh T, and he'll be taking you through leading action of race 2 while we do Formula 1 as well. But JT, sunny conditions, 15 minutes till race 1. It looks to be a great day, especially with Colin Turkington on pole and back in winning form already. First weekend back in the touring cars. Dan Camish can't stop. He takes second on the grid in a big surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, I kind of didn't enjoy, but enjoyed 70 minutes of just trying to waffle through practice. Thank you, Touring Car Live or audio, but you came to the rescue for the final 10 minutes of practice 1. That was quite nice.
Did, yes.
Yeah, practice 2 went all right. Qualifying was incredible, but it was a very, very good start. It was a quiet start, busy middle, nothing happened at the end. If I remember rightly, no one improved at all at the end of the check flag every single session.
Yeah, nobody did. It's that type of circuit where as soon as the tyres are gone, they're gone. It's an old school circuit. Let's check in now with what the world feed is saying. Paul O'Neill alongside Steve Ryder. And for the rest of the season, Jade Edwards is still there.
It'll be a BMW day for me, and that hard to soft tyre won't be too much of a massive problem for them. So, a lot to look forward to. I think this is going to be one of the best races we've seen. You know, just really looking forward to this.
What about temperatures if it warms up any more from the tyre point of view?
Yeah, I think the teams will all have that into account. Yeah, it does play a part. But again, we've got a mixture of the tyres as well, and they're going to use them slightly differently. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Like Owie was saying, the tyre deg on the surface is not too bad, so the heat won't make a huge difference in that sense. But I do agree, I think we are in for a treat for this one.
Yeah, we always say it, Colin Turkington in a BMW on the front row, he'll disappear.
You'd like to think that Colin's got 2 race wins today in his back pocket, but I will say I think Tom Ingram's chassis looks that good. I think Tom may come for a race win in race 2, so yeah, looking forward to it, but difficult to pass this last sector. Jade will tell you it's so BMW friendly because it's big traction zones and braking zones. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what Chris Smiley can do because I think he will be crazy.
Chris Smiley, Tom Chilton, take your pick from further back down the grid. It's going to be a fantastic resumption to the season, and it's just a few minutes away, so let's go straight to Louise.
Thank you, Steve. And I am at the front of the grid with our pole sitter, Colin Turkington. Second pole of the season for Colin. He started from the front at Brands Hatch at the beginning of the year. But Colin, you were absolutely stoked with this pole yesterday, weren't you? It seemed like it meant a lot to you, I guess, particularly after a bit of a nightmare weekend at Alton Park.
Yeah, I was really pleased, Louise. You know, I had to respond in some way after a difficult Alton, and it's not always easy to deliver when you have to. But Croft was the perfect place to start the second half of the season, and you know, for me, honestly, I just need to go with the mindset of, you know, we're almost starting the season again. Brands Hatch was a real highlight in the first half, but there hasn't been too much else to shout about after that. So, you know, hopefully, you know, I can get my sort of form back and confidence back with the car, and certainly it was all feeling really good yesterday.
It's a circuit that always in you. It's a tricky circuit, but you kind of like a technical track, don't you?
Yeah, places like Croft, Snetterton, I would say the more technical ones seem to suit my style. So yeah, you know, I really enjoy driving the BMW at Croft. It's you know, the combination of me and the cars has generally worked quite well here. But it's going to be 3 tough races today. You know, the company I'm keeping at the front of the grid here is very quick, very fast and experienced. But yeah, my job is just to try and get the best start I can and get to the end of lap 1 still in the lead.
And this weather will be doing you a bit of a favour in that respect, because it's a hot day. That's going to bring your front stop in particular that bit quicker, isn't it? Yeah,
it's really hot today. Also, we're on the soft tyre, and you know, the ambient temperature, track temp will be well over 30, so hopefully it switches on super quick and I can get up the road. But yeah, it'll not be easy, but I'll try and enjoy it and do my best.
Have a good one. Good luck. Right, let's go down and see a couple of other drivers who've had really good results this weekend. In fact, I'm going to start with the driver who had a great weekend last time out at Alton Park, Aaron Taylor-Smith. The car's been in a groove. The team had a fantastic race 3. They had their first ever double podium. This is where I forget which side a driver sits on. Is he a right hooker or a... No, typical, I've gone the wrong side. It's a left hooker. Yeah, the team had their first ever... double podium in race 3, so Aaron finishing in that P3 spot. But really, he's just been on a high all season, loving life, and in particular, you're just loving this car at the moment, aren't you, Aaron?
Yeah, like, I feel like all the years of hard work, and I've finally started to click with the car again. I wouldn't say it's effortless, like it's a lot of hard work, particularly on the Evan Halshaw side, to give me this package. But it's just so nice to be in that mix again, and I'm so unbelievably grateful to be doing it.
What is it that's making you click with the car? Is it a case of you just getting it exactly where you want it to be and it giving you what you need?
Being honest, it's the engineering behind it that has given it. I'm the same old me, just trying not to crash, to be perfectly honest. But they've given me a package that I don't have to engage my brain anymore. I don't have a big brain at the best of times, so actually it makes life easier if I just get in, drive the car, and it's the crew that are on this are exceptional. By far the best I've ever had in this paddock, which is great.
That sounds like you're in a very, very nice place. Have a good race. Right, now, next up, I'm going to have a word with Huffy. So it was the best qualifying of the season for Aaron Taylor-Smith, and it's the same for Huffy as well. First time he has been in the top 6. And I know he's had the team have had a very busy summer break because a lot of work has been done to this car in the break, hasn't it, Huffy?
Yeah, the team have done an amazing job to really utilise the 4-week break and get some modifications on the car, some upgrades to the car. And it has been really noticeable. I think historically Croft has not been one of the best circuits for the Toyota, but Josh definitely should have been right up the front with me. Unfortunately, he had a bit of a problem with his stake, but yeah, the car's been great all weekend, and we've not really ventured too far away from where we started the weekend setup-wise, so yeah, no, I'm confident. I'm looking forward to it.
Just having a look down at my notes, you've opted to go with the hard tyre. Just to talk us through that choice.
Sorry, though, I can hear my engineer's battering away in my ears. Tell me again.
You've gone with the hard tyre. Just talk us through that choice.
I just think get out of the way. I think ultimately, you know, the day's going to get hotter. If we can survive in the top 10 in race 1, it means we get to run the softs for the rest of the day. And I think for a good race 2, you know, we're not quite where we need to be right at the front with the pace of the BMWs and the Fords and the Hyundais. We've made a good step, but we need to pick our races, and I think race 2 could be it.
Okie dokie. Right, one more driver I want to have a word with, and it's another driver who had a great qualifying session, his best of the season, the team's best ever, because it's Chris Smiley with Restart Racing in their first season. He's just having a chat with Matt Neal, so I don't want to butt in on that one too much. Sorry. Thank you very much. Chris, great result yesterday. What can you do from P7 on the grid today? Because it's all about getting those points in.
Yeah, I think we're sitting nicely here. You know, as you said there, we had a good day yesterday. The car felt sharp all day. We've been working really hard over the winter break, or sorry, the summer break, should I say. Yeah, we've brought a host of upgrades to this weekend, and yeah, I've upgraded myself a little bit as well, so that's what's put us inside nicely in the top 10 here. We were a little bit disappointed yesterday not to be in the Fast 6, but anyway, listen, that's not a bad complaint.
That is a mark of something if you're disappointed with P7, isn't it?
We're not really disappointed with it, but we'll just say that. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, we worked hard yesterday. I think we've got ourselves in a great position today to do some good things.
Right, we'll let you get your head down. I think we've got a really interesting lineup on this grid, a mixture of tyres, and we're all ready for race 1 here at Croft, so that will be coming up after this break.
Thanks Thanks, Lou. Yeah, really interesting grid. Let's just go through what happened in practice 1. Tom Ingram topped the timesheet, so Colin Turkington second, Aaron Taylor-Smith was third, Rob Huff fourth, Ash Sutton fifth, Jake Hill sixth, Josh Cook seventh, Dan Rowbottom 8th, Tom Chilton 9th, Adam Morgan rounding out the top 10. Then it was 11th for Ronan Pearson, Micah Dobles in 12th, Dan Camish 13th, Chris Smiley 14th, Andrew Watson 15th, Darrell de Jong in 16th, Aidan Moffat 17th, Sam Osborne 18th, Scott Sumton 19th, Nick Holstead in 20th place as well. The second session then, the second free practice, Josh Cook on top in that one. From Tom Chilton second, Tom Ingram third, Chris Smiley is in fourth, Dan Rowbottom taking fifth, sixth for Colin Turkington, 7th for Rob Huff, 8th for Adam Morgan, 9th Jake Hill, 10th for Andrew Watson as well. Ash Sutton in 11th, Aaron Taylor-Smith in 12th, Micah Doble 13th, Ronan Pearson 14th, Aidan Moffat in 15th, Dan Camish 16th, Darrell de Jong 17th, Scott Sumton 18th, Nick Holstead 19th, and Sam Osborne taking 20th. JT, should be a really interesting race here today as well. We still don't know 100% what the order's going to be, but I think we know who's going to be number 1. You can't really count out the King of Croft, can you?
No, you cannot at all, and he absolutely demolished his own lap record yesterday of a 1 minute 21.468. That was the old lap record, and I think it was something stupid like a 121.017. Sorry, 121.058.
Wow.
So that was an incredible lap time. It was quite spaced out, but then the top 6 at the end of it, I believe, was inside half a second of each other, and the top 4 were inside the qualifying lap record of 2022.
Yeah, I've just noticed here on my notes up here in the commentary box that we get hold of as well, in terms of usually when you get the starting grid, you get the times on them as well. Not this time, just the drivers' names in each box as well, which is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, Colin Turkington on pole position from Dan Camish alongside him. Then it's Tom Ingram, row 2, alongside Aaron Taylor-Smith. Row 3 sees Rob Huff and Ash Sutton. Row 4, Chris Smiley and Tom Chilton. Row 5, Josh Cook and Mikey Doble. Row 6, Jake Hill and Andrew Watson. Row 7, Dan Rowbottom and Darrell de Jong. Row 8, Aidan Moffat and Adam Morgan. Row 9, Sam Osborne and Ronan Pearson. Row 10, Scott Sumton and Nick Holstead. Now we are going to be hearing from Tim Harvey and David Addison shortly here in the broadcast, as we're with you throughout the day here on JB Motorsports as well. Race 2, Josh T is going to be taking you through all the action there as well, while we finish the Formula 1 Belgium Grand Prix, and then straight after that we're on air as well for race 3. So we're on with you throughout the day here on JB Motorsports from 7:20 a.m. all the way until 6 p.m. tonight. That's where we're on. And then straight after we finished, we encourage you all to go over to the Grid Network and watch their Grid post show, where we will discuss the Belgian Grand Prix in our usual post-race forum, and get some questions in and get some answers in about that one. I'm very much actually looking forward to that one, for a change. Haven't been on the wrap-up shows for Grid for a while. Closing then, quickly, JT, give us your top 3. Who do you think is going to have the top 3 in this race?
Top 2, I think, is going to be Turkington and Ingram. Top 3, I think it could be open. But if I was to go with anyone, I would have to go with Sutton.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. I think it's going to be Turkington, then I think it's going to be Ingram, then I think Camish might just do it, you know. I think Camish got a shot for 3rd. I really do. He's a fast driver, and remember, he was out there as well all those years ago with the Championship Challenge back in the days, of course, when he was with the old Honda team as well, that was in the Team Dynamics, that are possibly coming back. It's still in the air at the moment. Anyway, queuing up then for the green light to go on for race 1 here at Croft, round 16 of the season. Let's hand it back down to Steve Ryder, who'll introduce Tim Harvey and David Addison. Steve.
After a month-long break, all set here at Croft for the resumption of the 2024 Quick Fit British Touring Car Battle. Colin Turkington on pole, Tim Harvey and David Addison in the commentary box.
Steve, thank you. As the green flag waves, the cars accelerate away then onto this final formation lap. And Tim, this is going to be really interesting, isn't it? With another jumbled grid as ever, but a real mix of who's on hard and soft tyres.
Yeah, now we've seen the tyre allocation. Just 7 cars on the soft tyre for race 1. The first 5 on the grid. Interestingly, Jake Hill off 11th and Nick Halstead from the back.
So the cars on this formation lap. Before we get much further, let's try and grab a word with Ash Sutton. Ash, 6th on the grid, the soft tyre. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, firstly, good afternoon, everyone. It's the plans to try and go forward here. Obviously, we've got Rob Huff in front of us on the hard tyre, and I believe we've got a quick enough car to be fighting for a podium. So it's going to be a struggle at the start with the hybrid we've got, but we'll see how we get on. We've gone for a racing car.
Traditionally, this has been a good circuit for the Ford, so you must be confident for the day as a whole.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you look back at last year, we had a very strong package, all 3 of us, so maybe our qualifying performance other than Dan didn't really show that, but we're planning to make up for that today.
Excellent. We'll leave you to it. Good luck, Ash.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Ash Sutton there as well, ready to talk us through everything. You can hear in the background the music that is so encapsulating with British touring car atmosphere. Here's your starting grid then. Your starter for 10 out here, everyone, as we come into it. It's Colin Turkington who has pole position here at Croft. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is Dan Camish. Now they're starting on the soft compound tyre as well. Row 2 sees Tom Ingram alongside Aaron Taylor-Smith. They too on soft tyres. Row 3 sees Rob Huff alongside Ash Sutton. Now, Rob has actually gone on for the hard compound tyre as well in this session. Chris Smiley and Tom Chilton, they're on hards too. Cook and Doble, row 5, they're on hard tyres. Row 6, Jake Hill on softs, Andrew Watson's on hards. Then row 7 sees Row Bottom and Dal de Jong, they too hard tyres. Row 8, Aidan Moffat alongside Adam Morgan. Hard tyres apiece for them. Sam Osborne and Ronan Pearson of row 9. They too have hard tyres. Row 10, Scott Sumter. Nick Halstead, though, is on softs. And here's the one we need to take a photo of as well. It's going to be the hybrid allocation when it comes up as well, as to who's got how many number of laps available. So while I write that down, JT, give us a rundown.
Yeah, so Turkington on 6 hybrid laps available, Camish 4, Ingram 3, Taylor-Smith 7, Huff 8, Sutton 3, Smiley, Chilton 8, Cook 5, Doble 8, Hill 1, and then Watson, Rowbottom, De Leon, Moffat 8, Morgan 7.
Yeah, Morgan on 7, which is interesting enough. Everyone else is on the full 8 laps of hybrid. As I write that down on my commentary notes here. Now I also have to get them on, but I've run out of time to put who's on hard tyres. I've got who's on softs though. We don't get that news that often. Time to restart the QuidFit British Touring Car Championship in 2024. Green flag at the back. We're ready for the second half. 15 more races to decide a champion. It's eyes to the lights. Track temperature 33. It's sunny and Croft. Lights out! We're racing for the second half of the year. It's a good start for the King of Croft of Turkington. And immediately, look at that. Camish diving across the inside of Ingram down towards turn 1. Aaron Taylor-Smith is trying to go out the outside as they come into Clearview for the first time. Several drivers clipping the grass as they come into Hawthorne Bend. Everyone gets through safely though as Turkington leads. We come through the chicane and down to complete. And Dan Camish running off the track. Here comes Ingram side by side. Ingram's got the inside line as we come down towards Tower for the first time, and he's up into second position before even the corner as the Sutton under attack this time as well from Rob Huff. Taylor Smith's dropped back a couple of places. Scott Sumton attacking Pearson as they come now into the Jim Clark S's for the first time. JT, good start from everyone.
Yeah, Ingram went immediately on the grass at the start, and someone looked off there as Ingram, a little bit of tyre smoke going into Sunny in, through, Sunny out, there you go.
Down towards the complex as well. Turkington, Camish, Ingram your top 3. Taylor Smith is 4th. Huff 5th. Sutton 6th. Smiley, Chilton, Cook, Doble into 10th position as well as they come into it. As they'll keep attacking the charge. Look at Ingram trying to run round the outside of Colin Turkington. Turkington on the soft, the same as Ingram. Everybody else on the hard compound tyre. Anyone going to have a little go across the line? Camish looking back as well. Sutton looks like he's going to have a go at Taylor Smith. Nothing happening there. And everyone just okay as we come through. Turkington again, clipping the inside grass dust curve at Clairvaux into Hawthorne Bend, then through the chicane we come. Driver going wide there. Yeah.
Slided.
Dow Dion was out
sideways.
massively, yeah. Down we come towards Tower, and Ingram, JT, looks like he's right. He's going to have a massive attack on Turkington at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Sutton's got up to 4th. He's got past Taylor Smith. Camish goes wide. That allows Sutton to close the gap as they go through the Jim Clark S's.
Jump
Try and
start.
keep it in track limits there.
Jump start car 19. Jump start car 19. It's time penalty for... Hang on a minute. Well, it's now showing as Darryl de Jong, so I think they've got it wrong because there is no number 19. I think there must be an 18. So Darryl de Jong's got a penalty, a time penalty of plus 10 seconds. But it says 19 for some reason on our monitors, JT.
They'll correct it. Because
Yeah.
number 19 is Bobby Thompson and he's not racing.
Yeah, so they've got that one wrong. Just to show you on our monitor, it's highlighted as de Jong with a time penalty. So Darryl de Jong with a 10-second time penalty, unless that's an error by the stewards. On to, hang on a minute, what lap are we on? The timings have crashed. Well, ours haven't, but look at ITV's. It still says that 1 of 15, 1 lap 3 of 15 now. The computer's frozen. The computer's frozen. Oh, no, oh, and there's a car going sideways into the brakes. And that is Darryl de Jong in the 18. And yeah, the computers are frozen, JT. They might have to stop the race. They've got no timing deltas. ITVs have gone and the timing tower's crashed. This is unbelievable.
Well, we've not seen this often in touring cars. We see it in other series, but not touring cars.
And there goes Jake Hill up the inside of Chris Smiley, making his way up into 8th position.
Smiley locked up as well.
And our computer hasn't registered it, JT. Yeah, the computers are broken. Well, what are we going to do here then? Are they going to red flag the race? We have some data back, but it's still showing Smiley ahead of Hill. That's not the case. So, massive confusion at the start of this touring car event. We are about to start lap 4. Let's see if ITVs are ticking the same as ours. There is Colin Turkington leading the way with Ingram in 2nd, Camish in 3rd position as we come out of the last corner of the hairpin and then down towards the line. Lap 4 starts now and it has updated. That's good. Oh no, it's gone again. Well, this is unbelievable stuff. How do you run a touring car race? Our data's working up here in the commentary box, but race controls not showing the right info. Someone's kicking the dust up as Jake Hill comes through. He's on the back of now Chilton in the Bristol Street Motors Team Accelerate team. Well, this is amazing, JT. It's like we're in the 90s again.
Race control will be fine because they use TSL, which is what we use, but I think it might be ITV's link to the TSL servers that is not working. Smiley locks up, second lap running, Watson down the inside of De Leon into Tower.
Thought he might have a puncture! That's Darryl de Jong exploding a rear wing as well. Now he hit the side there of Moffat, so Moffat's going to have some damage on that car, so that's just even worse for him, unfortunately, without as well coming into it. The older Honda Power cars, of course, as they don't have the up-to-date ones. Darryl de Jong, though, new sponsorship coming into this weekend as well, looking fancy and fine. That car that was a surprise that to be even on the grid is doing really well in the second phase of this season. Turkington leading this race then as we start lap 5, ahead of Ingram, Camish, Sutton, Taylor Smith. Hill's moved up a position. Rowbottom's passed Watson. Doble has passed de Jong, as we saw, as the timing towers have now fixed themselves, and we can confirm that Darryl de Jong does have a 10-second time penalty from the stewards. Dust kicked up into everyone's faces there.
Yeah, it's the circuit with probably the most dust kicked up, but then we go on to Knock Hill, which also has a lot of dust kicked up. But then we don't talk about Snetterton a couple of years ago.
I came home with black feet from Snetterton. The amount of dust that was around there is unbelievable. As there goes Smiley under attack from Josh Cook. Cook on the inside line coming into Tower and gets ahead. Smiley couldn't really defend that one. He saw it coming, but he can't move into braking. It's a false start for car 18. That's the jump. So that's why he's got a time penalty. So Dowell de Jong, a false start. That's the explanation for a 10-second time penalty. There you go. As Cook clocks up coming into Sunny Inn.
Yeah, and well, even though it's a quite a standard right-hand corner, not like a hairpin which we see at Druids and at Brands and here where we are exiting to the final hairpin, they use 3 wheels going into Sunny Inn, as that's hill up the inside of Huff.
Using the exit curve to good measure as well and gets ahead. One thing I love about Croft is at the start line is it's just lines across the entire circuit. It's fantastic. It's such an old school circuit, Croft, as they come into it. Yeah, it's a shame I can't be at Knockhill because I really want to see the cars jumping on 2 wheels for myself. I was going to position myself in one of those corners for one of the races and see what they look like, but yeah. Can't get to Knockhill, unfortunately. Finances too much. They require a $5 million insurance policy for photographers at Knockhill, considering it's not part of the British Touring Car Championship in Scotland, so there's different rules that apply. Which is great. That's why we're still doing the end of the year. When we get over to Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is going to be a busy weekend for me because I'll have to be up during the night as well, commentating on the races for MotoGP. Their sprint race and all that lot. May need cover for that weekend on MotoGP. We'll see who's available. Give a ring to Tom Brooks. See if he wants. He's a motorcycle commentator. See if he wants to help out. There's an annoying fly again. There we go. So that's 7:50. Look at that traffic jam, JT, coming out the last corner, as I did with the fly. If you're watching us on Comcam.
You and flies really have a really good bond.
Oh, it's because of where we are. We're next to a field and we're next to a river, so it kind of all the flies get attracted in. Moffat nearly taking Morgan out of the race there by catching his rear tire. Moffat's actually got some damage to his rear suspension. Let's take a look. Oh, massive slide there from one of the nappers, and surprise, surprise, it's Sam Osborne. Yeah, getting onto the runoff area down at Sunny Out.
You wouldn't dare do that in a truck.
No. In fact, yeah, isn't the reason that that runoff area has been put in at Sunny Out because of truck racing?
Did they run it?
I can't remember. I read it when they because they changed the circuit here 2 years ago to add in that runoff area because they said that the trucks kept getting beached in wet weather. So I don't know what they want about there. But we'll have a look. Of course.
The trucks are going to Le Mans in September. That would be good.
Can you get onto the bridge? No, I must be able to. Because if you think about it, the bridge coming out of Dunlop.
No, they're not at Croft. They might have been a couple of years ago.
Ah, so they've changed the circuit. They're not racing then. Typical. Down we go then into lap 8 to 15. There we see Rowbottom having a little look on the inside of Josh Cook. 2 former teammates, of course, in the championship, now with rival teams. Josh Cook in the older Toyota spec cars compared to what we had. As they come down again, the Napa Ford looking incredibly strong. He's over 9th position in the race. Cook in 9th, Rowbottom is in 10th as they come down into the hairpin. Usual Croft race 1, JT, it's turning out to be. Not much excitement, but it's always race 2 and especially race 3 that gets exciting because race 3, the rain usually hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Cook going through the Jim Clark S's now. His jack cover where the petrol's normally put in, that's flapping.
See the 3 wheels you said about. You're on about 3 wheels through Sunny In and Sunny Out. You can see them flapping up. rear right does not do anything.
This is where this is how boring this race is getting. Normally, I would wait to the end of the race to search this, but I'm searching the previous truck racing calendars to see when they last raced at Croft.
Not much going on. Black and white flags for cars 3, 11 and 16, 3 and 11 and 16 again, and 3 and 11. So multiple black and white flags coming out for everybody. You can see on the race control monitor, every lap they're getting it signalled out there to them. So that's going to be the 3 of, well, yeah, it's the 3 of Chilton, it's the 11 of Watson, and it's the 16 out there as well of Aidan Moffat. They're getting repeated black and white flags, as you can see on your monitor. Turkington does lead this race by 1.1 seconds. The King of Croft looks to win here again and get his title back on form after a pretty shocking Alton Park, really. It's good to get him going again. In fact, everyone's had a up and down season. Ingram as well, up and down, but he's back in second position. The title at the front is still going really well. Black and white flag for cars 22 and 29. Now the 29 is Scott Sumton. The 22 is Nick Holstead. So they have been receiving the black and white flags out there as well. That's the Cupras and the Hyundais. Scott Sumton in the Cupra, Hyundai in for Nick Holstead as well. Lap 10 of 15, 6 laps to go in race 1 here of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. Now look at Moffat. He's defending from Morgan as they come into the complex as well. We cut to the front because this is Watson and Doble in a fight. This is over 12th position, and Dowell de Jong in 14th getting involved in that. Remember, points go down to 15th place in this race. There's 20 cars in duration. Why the TV screen's only showing 18 at the moment, I don't know. It's got room to show all 20. Then go from there, but that's ITV for you.
Because of the hybrid.
Ah, right.
And the gap at the top, that takes up two places.
Yeah, but it's big enough to go down a couple more. It should just be... they haven't cracked it yet, have they, ITV, the tiny graphics? Still 1.2 at the top. Also, we go 4 instead of 3. Like, you get Turk, Ingram, Cam, Sutts, T. Smith, Hill. Hill actually just gets all of his name in there. Which it's quite good to have 4 letters. Hill, there, done. All in. So, not much, I think. Go on. Hold on.
This is how boring this race has got. I can hear the plane doing a display.
Not much has happened in Croft. This would have been a nice one to be trackside for, to be fair. 5 events next year, fingers crossed, we can get to. That don't clash. Black and white flag for the 33 and the 88. Now the 33 is Morgan. The 88, that goes to Doble, running in 13th. Remember that De Jong has that time penalty as well, so he's going to drop pretty much to the back of the field. He's got 10 seconds. The gap, 2.3 to Moffat. And it's 3 tenths, 2 tenths, 9 tenths, 3 seconds, 2 tenths. So, yeah, De Jong's going to drop right to the back of the field, JT.
Yeah, just gone up to do a victory roll. Lap 11 of 15, and here we have a battle. Morgan down the inside of Pearson.
Yeah, gets ahead nicely down at the complex as well, down at Tower Bend. Through the Jim Clark S's. We saw a couple of rolls there a couple of years ago. Go on.
This is how loud this plane is. I have all 4 windows closed, and I can hear it perfectly.
Hang on a minute. We can just about hear it in the background as well. If I turn the audio down for the track.
Let me get rid of... Oh, there we go.
Look at the 2 Nappers. This is getting interesting now. Dan Camish has returned to the touring cars inside the Napa garages. So he's back in the championship with competitive teams, and Sutton's right behind him. And this is off the track for Chris Smiley, and has lost 2 places. Look at that. Look at the championship now. Ingram would lead by 3 points to Jake Hill, and Sutton will be on 22. Smiley gets ahead. Hang on a minute. That's the 22 car, and Osborne. So that's Osborne getting ahead of Holstead. But Colin Turkington, who was at one point leading the championship, had such a horrific Alton Park that he's been put out of it. So if he can get 2 wins here at Croft,
that'll be good for Turkington.
Yeah, 50 points plus bonus points for leading an out fast lap. He could pick up about 55 points and get himself right back in there in the title hunt. It's all to play for, really is. Lap 13 of 15, 3 laps to go here at Croft. Lap times are 1:22, by the way. I'd love to see Alan Gow, because I think you'll agree with me, JT. The hybrid system has killed the touring cars.
Yeah.
We used to have wheel-to-wheel, amazing battles, and ever since the hybrid came in, touring cars have been not as good. And black and white flag for car 12 of Rob Huff.
Like we've had the good races, but then the bad races have been way more than the good races.
Yeah, more bad than good. It's just constant as well. Like, we have these depressing races. Unless it rains, nothing happens.
Yeah.
How is that touring car racing? How does Alan Gow look at this product and go, yeah, that's great? He's ruined it. He wanted hybrid systems as well. Alan Gow pushed for hybrid to be in touring cars. He's wanted it for ages. It's here, and now actually it's just not working. Second year we've had it, and it doesn't work. As Smiley gets on the inside of Ronan Pearson, makes the move. It doesn't work. And that's a slide from Moffat, and Morgan going through and capitalising again from another car sliding out from underneath him.
I don't care how bright that is. That is very bright. There we go. I need air. It's very hot in here.
That's only why. At 14 and 15 then. And Taylor Smith in 5th position. Hills in 6th. De Jong might actually just stay inside as well. He might finish 19th instead of 20th. That gap is now increasing in the front. 3, 11. Yeah, he's going to finish 19th. Maybe 18th, actually. So De Jong, Darryl De Jong might just escape justice here for something. For false start. Won't pick up any points, though. Points go down to 15th. There's Colin Turkington. He almost looks asleep, doesn't he? Oh, there's a hare! Oh. There's a hare on the track, and he runs off quickly. That's at the complex.
That was on the front straight, Josh.
Yeah,
so that would go in the tyre barriers and then cross where there.
Like now. Anyone fancy rabbit? Just get it safe out the way. That's all we care about. Last lap, the call. I love this drone cam that we get, and the high up cam.
It is, and they've put it round half of the circuit.
Yeah.
The only place I don't think I've seen it is at the far end at Sunny In, Sunny Out.
Fantastic circuit. Just wish we had the close touring cars that we've had before here. And if it rains at Croft, it's one of the best races of the season. Annoyingly, it's cloudy at the moment, but it's 36-degree track temperature, air temperature 21. But if that rain blows in for the last race of the day, that might just make us all smile a little bit and go, yes, it's going to be good. Don't forget, one at 1 o'clock for Formula 1 and their pre-show for the Belgium Grand Prix. Oh, lock up from Ingram. Another win for Colin on the line then. As they come out of Sunny Out. Up to the line. Magnificent performance from Colin Turkington. Who would have doubted him? Nobody would. There's a reason they call him the King of Croft. Out of the last corner. Who else but Colin to be crowned again the King of Croft? Colin Turkington wins round 16 of the Quidfin British Touring Car Championship. Ingram is second, Camish third, Sutton fourth. Aaron Taylor-Smith will be 5th, his highest of the year, and get the Independence Trophy victory. Hill, Huff, 6-7, Cook 8, Chilton 9, Rowbottom 10, Watson 11, Doble 12, Morgan 13, Moffat 14, Pearson the last point. No! Smiley! Smiley gets the last point in 15th. Pearson, Sumpton, De Jong with that time penalty finishes 18th. Osborne and Holstead 19th and 20th. Colin Turkington wins again in 2024 and once again is the king of Croft. Pole position, led every lap and lights out. Well, JT, I don't think the tyres played a factor there at all.
Yeah, that we've had tyre fall off in qualifying, but not here in the race. Colin Turkington celebrates another win here at Croft.
Yeah, winner of that, he got the fast lap bonus point as well. It's his 3rd win of the year for Colin Turkington. About time too, and it's his 70th career victory in the touring cars for Colin Turkington.
Back-to-back top 5s, of course, for Aaron Taylor-Smith, because he was on the podium for race 3 at Alton.
Now, would that be a diamond for Colin? Is 70 diamond? Or is 70 like something else? Like, I don't know. What would the 70th be?
60s diamond, 70s platinum.
Platinum. There you go. It's a platinum of victories for Colin Turkington. He wins round 16 here at Croft, his 3rd win of the year. Yeah, I think it's actually like his 20th victory at Croft, so it's really good for Colin. His 70th as well, he gets a platinum. Tom Ingram 2nd, takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Dan Camish, what a podium for 3rd. I got them all right, actually. My top 3 was bang on. You were close, JT, because Sutton came in 4th. 5th for Taylor-Smith, then Hill, Huff, Cook, Chilton, Robot to the top 10. Watson 11th and Doble 12th. Adam Morgan, Aidan Moffat, Chris Smiley, Ronan Pearson, Scott Sumpton, Darryl de Jong, Sam Osborne, Nick Holstead down in 20th place as well. I noticed that the radio isn't working still, so unfortunately we won't be able to bring you Alan Hyde this weekend.
Is there just... See, Alan is there talking, so there must be trackside speakers there.
I'm having a look on the website to see if it's
just,
back.
It just wasn't working at all.
Tom Ingram leads by 3 points to Jake Hill in the Drivers' Championship now. 224 to 221. Sutton's 24 back on 200. Dan Camish back again in the uppers. He's back up into 4th after making his return. He had a couple of weekends away from the touring cars. Comes back strong. Not a bad deal at all. We have trackside audio, so let's head over now and hit
24 points. Ash Sutton will remain in 3rd place.
It would have been nice to have that yesterday,
because
guys.
He's going to get 13 points. He'll move on to exactly 200 points. Jake Hill came home in 6th place. That's 10 points. That's 221. Jake Hill. Down there, the greedy drivers in the technical check area. I can hear the microphone is up, and it's Alan Hyde down there. So that race winner.
I do beg your pardon. That was a bit noisy, wasn't it? I didn't realise that Colin was going to stop in a slightly different place today to avoid the fight that he had with Paul, which is next to the door, which he had yesterday after qualifying. And found it quite difficult to get out. But because of where I was standing, I was right next to the exhaust pipe. He's going through the closing down systems in the car. He opens the car door. The team are here, and Louise, his wife, and Trevor, his father, are there, and the rest of the team to cheer home their victorious Colin Turkington. Smiles on the faces. Trevor, his father, is filming away on his phone and pats him on the back. A hug with Louise, and then handshakes with the rest of the team as well. And a big hug with Trevor, his dad, and a couple of words with Louise. He's just about to get his helmet off as Tingram arrives up towards the number 2 board down in Park Fairmate. I get the feeling that ITV may well be in in an ad break, which means that I'll be able to, if I can find my way through, I might be able to squeeze a quick chat with Colin. Louise is standing by, but yeah, okay, that's very good. Thank you very much indeed. A handshake from Dick Bennett and a couple of words with the rest of the team as Colin puts on the Goodyear podium cap, adjusts it, gets it in order, and then I can speak to the victorious three-time winner now in 2024, Colin Turkington. I will allow you to give yourself a little wipe down with a cool towel, because you rather need that. If you needed to lose any weight, that's a great way of doing it, Colin.
Yeah, I didn't actually.
You did not, no.
I'm light enough, but yeah, it's always a bit harder work out there on days like this when the ambience up. You know, even Leiden's obviously the best place to be, but you're still grafting very hard. So yeah, my BMW was faultless out there, Alan, as we've seen.
It looked it.
Yeah, you know, saw so many times here in the past. You know, the BMW just clicks around the circuit, and I think we made the right adjustment from qualifying the race. So yeah, I felt like I had really good pace over the 16 laps, whatever it was. So you know, I was fortunate to have a bit more hybrid probably than the guys behind me. So yeah, great start to the day, and so good to win again.
So important to get that good start. It's not always a given that you're going to get a good start. The BMW is great off the line, but you have a lot to do in the car to get that good start.
Sure, yeah, it's you know the gap is closed in terms of starting performance between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, and of course you get out of the blocks a bit better, but then turns 2, 3, 4, you're still waiting on things coming up to temperatures. So I knew lap 1 was important, and then Tom was fast lap 2, but once I could sort of use a lap of hybrid, I could, you know, stretch away.
You had the nice tyre, so there is pain to come today.
There's always pain to come. Even if you're going on to the soft, there's pain to come, but yeah, just enjoy the moment, you know, enjoy the win, and then maybe think about race 2 in half an hour.
Okay, Colin, well done. Congratulations. Let's speak to Tingram. They're in second place. Good result. Go on, have a glug of water. You've lost a lot of water during that race. Important to get into...
I didn't do a wee.
No, I'm sure you didn't.
No, I didn't, I promise.
I know you didn't. Important to get into second place, though. That move was important early on.
With the hybrid allocation as it is, we saw that when I was trying to battle with Colin, it's 2 seconds over the course of the race distance. So if we can, you know, if we can try and make it at the start and try and offset that, it's really, really important. So yeah, Dan left a gap coming through turn 2, and you know, I needed no second invites to stick my nose in.
You can't afford to lose. You can't do that, can you?
No, absolutely not. And you know, with the pace as close as it is, you know, I felt like I had the pace on Colin until he started to deploy, and then I was kind of in this middle ground of, well, everything I've just caught, he's opened up with hybrid. So there was a middle ground of staying close enough to be there if he made a mistake. But it's Colin, he's not going to make a mistake, is he?
Well done, Tingram. Thank you very much indeed for having a chat to us. ITV are now back on air, so they're having a chat to Colin Turkington. Let's pop down here and speak to Dan Camish, and he's just talking to Ollie Collins. I'd just love to ask what you two talk about instantly when you get out the car.
Car balance and what we need to do to catch the two ahead. And you know, like Ollie was just saying, we've got a prime position really because Ash has got the onboard, so you can see my car from behind, and it's obviously it's footage that the guys have never seen, so you can look at as much data as you like, and you can look at onboard from in the car, but obviously when you see what's happening externally in such detail like that, the guys are like, "Ooh, that shouldn't be happening. Let's go fix that." So yeah. It's in that respect we'll have learned a little bit, I'm sure, but yeah, congrats to Colin on the win and Tom. We didn't have that kind of performance in race 1, but we'll go away and look at it, and hopefully we can challenge a bit more in race 2.
But the run of Dan Cam on the podium continues.
Yeah, we're scoring healthy now, aren't we, consistently, which is great. So yeah, happy with that. You know, it's a shame I just missed out on that one before the summer break to Jake on the last lap, but beggars can't be choosers. You know, we're consistently at the sharp end of this grid, and that's where I want to be.
Top man, Dan. Thank you very much indeed. Right, that's the top 3 down in Park Fairmay. Now we move on to the podium, because Chris, the podium is coming up next.
And we'll have that for you after this, but let's head over to ITV and get their interviews.
Dan Camish edged out his teammate Sutton for the last podium place. Camish back behind Ingram into 3rd, but what a win. 15th victory at Croft for Colin Turkington, 70th career win From Tom Ingram in second, who takes over the championship lead. Dan Camish in third, but Colin is now standing by to talk with Louise.
Yeah, and as you say, Steve, what a win, what a controlled win. Win number 15 here at Croft, but you've got the fastest lap, you've got an extra point for leading the race as well. That is the perfect start to the second half of the season, and just the bump that you need in championship terms, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, Louise. I need all the points I can get, and you know, those little bonus points, you know, really mean something. They add up. You know, at the beginning of the race day, it's sometimes the thought of doing 3 races in a day is a bit overwhelming. You know, if you sort of bring your mind through all that, but I sort of try and break it down. You know, let's just lead lap 1, get a point, and then we'll sort of build from there. So. But you know, faultless race from my side and from the car. You know, we obviously have the pace this weekend. Showed that yesterday, and you know, having the luxury of a few extra laps of hybrid sort of makes the job a bit easier. But car's feeling very good. You know, the balance is nice. You know, Tom was very quick over the first sort of opening stint, but you always felt like I had just enough. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be tougher races ahead for me. This day.
It looked like you were measuring those opening laps just to take care of your tyres and make sure that you brought them in properly, because as you say, Tom was right up on you, wasn't he?
Yeah, you know, so you're sort of trying to judge your pace off, you know, off whoever's behind. You know, if he's looking racy, you know you need to push a bit harder. If the gaps staying the same, you know you can sit at whatever pace you're driving. So the thing you don't know is when they're using hybrid and when they're not. You know, that sometimes you look in the mirror and they've closed in by 3 or 4 car lengths, but yeah, I think we just had enough up our sleeve there. And of course the start makes it. You know, the start and getting around Tower. You know, once I got the fronts into Tower and accelerated out, I knew I was in a good place.
Interestingly, the minute you got out of the car, you were straight into a chat with Dan, your engineer. Dick Bennett has got his book open with all the times on it. You're already thinking about the next race, aren't you?
I was just telling them how hot I was. Any setup changes for heat, but yeah, you know, the strategy completely changes now. So, but yeah, you know, if you start the day with a good car, you know, it's you know, nothing really changes apart from the tyres. So you know, we'll still be fast.
And what impact is that going to have?
It's obviously the lateral grip really reduces, you know, and normally the delta between, let's say the time difference between a soft and a medium can be about a second, and then from a medium to hard can be about a second. So it could be anywhere up to 2 seconds slower, which is a huge chunk, you know, on a 1 minute 22 laps. So yeah, I'm going to be a bit slower.
Well, I'm sure everyone's going to be a bit slower who's going on to that hard time. But let's talk about this fast race and a great P2. I mean, it was all about that opening lap for you, wasn't it?
It was. God, it was hot. I tell you what, it's hot. Look at it. There's not a bead of sweat on this man. He's an athlete. I don't know what Louise is feeding him, but he's in great shape. He's looking good for an old boy. It was a great race. It was really, really good. It was obviously tough in that because the opening laps were the important ones. But from my side, it was a case of match Colin, but then at some point I've got to admit defeat, knowing that he's got a bit more hybrid in hand. So it was one of those that you kind of go for as long as you can. Colin then started to deploy hybrid, and I was aware that, you know, after that he had a few more laps in hand of hybrid, and over the course of the race, Delta should have been about 2 seconds, which is about where it was. But from a Team Bristol Street Motor side, the car felt great. It was nice to have a car over the race distance feeling alive. Colin did a fantastic job. Colin was never going to make a mistake. He's the king of Croft and is absolute world class. He was never going to make a mistake, but I thought I'll try and mirror him from as long as I can, and at some point I've got to admit defeat.
Yeah, that crown is as shiny as ever, but well done on the B2. And Dan, I'm guessing a little bit of frustration for you, losing a position to Tom, but then also you had your mirrors full of your teammate too, so a tough race at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, no hard feelings in losing the position. I mean, I think our qualifying performance yesterday was, you know, beyond expectation. You know, that was a hell of a lap in a car that really didn't want to be there, I have to admit. And I knew this morning would be tough. Colin is super quick, as Tom's just said, and Tom's fired up and he's also super quick. We don't have that kind of performance, I don't think, this year. You know, we dominated last year, and the game's moved on, as you can see. You know, to beat Ash on the road there with very similar hybrid is a hell of an achievement. You know, when you look at where we were sort of 18 months, 12 months ago. You know, Ash won round here last year on softs by about 9 seconds or something. So, you know, we've got a bit of work to do. You know, the nice thing there was that Ash had the onboard, which was clearly showing the back of my car misbehaving quite badly. So the engineers had a bit of an idea on what we might be able to help us with. yeah, we'll try and come back for race 2. But no hard feelings. It was a great race. We're scoring solid points, which is what matters. And you never know. This is touring car racing. You know, strange things happen. The switch might just switch back to our favour towards the running towards the end of the year. So we've got to keep bringing in the results and make sure we're close when it really matters. You know, as proved with Colin, who's, you know, last few rounds hasn't really been quite at the front, and then this weekend we don't know which way he's gone. So you never know. And it was another podium. Let's mark that point. You know, that's 6 podiums in I think the last 10 races. So good result in that respect. Consistent. You know, I could say I'm not winning much, but I've got a lot of trophies, so I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, the guys did a great job. Nappa's been amazing. It's a nice way to celebrate a new contract, and yeah, let's get back to the drawing board and find a bit more. See you out there for the next one. Right now, I can hear lining up on the track behind me. It's the cars who are going to be competing in the first Porsche Carrera Cup race of the day today. So let's go back to Tim and to David to chat us through that one.
Well, they head off on the circuit. We'll end it there for our coverage here. This one, JT. What do you think we're going to see in race 2 later on today?
Take it again for 16th
GT Cup Superstar
victory,
British Car champion.
71st. Sorry, go on, start again. The system's interfered.
Yeah, I think that Croft Turkington will get his 16th win at Croft and his 71st win overall. But we'll see what happens with the other podium spaces and how far Turkington gets away.
Thanks for company, JT. We'll be back then. JT will take you through race 2 of the day. That's later on at 2:30 British Summer Time. And I'll be back for the final race today at 4:45. Of course, all depending on what happens in the Belgium Grand Prix. Should all be done by about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Not bad at all. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later on for race 2. Bye-bye.